All right, welcome to another edition of the Realest in Boxing podcast. I am Joe Habib, aka the Beeb, and here's my man to my left, Cisco the Realist. And we got a great show today for you. As we all know, the big fight this weekend, Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker. Big news with Canelo under the temporary suspension, but now there's a new twist to the story. Now, the Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to file a complaint against Canelo. So we don't even know if this fight's going to take place May 5th. So let's just start it off, Cisco. Let's talk about the whole situation with Canelo. This seems kind of bizarre because when this was first announced, I know myself, I was very skeptical of the whole situation. I thought this was a dog and pony show. I thought this was just for PR. I thought this was just going to be them kind of posturing and flexing a little bit, leading us to believe that they're doing something. But at the end of the day, I thought the fight was still going to go on. But now there's recent news. I believe there is a rule by the commission that they had in place since 2016 that regardless if the athlete knew or not, what he was taking, if he took it by accident or if he intentionally took it, regardless of the amount that's in his system when he fails the test, it doesn't matter. Because under their ruling, it's an automatic suspension. But the big question is, why did they wait so long to come out with this? And why did they wait? And why are they waiting to have this hearing first on April 10th? Now it's being pushed back to April 18th. And now tickets are even being refunded for this whole event. This thing is a big mess. But one thing seems to be clear here, that it's leaning in the direction of the fight being canceled and not happening. What are your thoughts, brother?
Well, my thoughts are the following. I feel like this is more like in baseball. They're in the steroid. Like fans were blindsided. Everybody they were just enjoying the moment and not overlooking the things. When Canelo came bigger, the fight, and was looking stronger, and was like standing there and was like taking those headshots, people were more excited. Like his fans were like, wow, he really make improvement. But the difference is this: Canelo is so-called the face of boxing. I don't think he should be the face of boxing over Anthony Joshua, because the heavyweight division is the bigger division in boxing. And if the heavyweight division, has a legitimate heavyweight, somebody who can transcend the sport of boxing for his era, not all time. Like, let's not compare Anthony Joshua to the greats. Let's talk about what he's doing now and how he can benefit around this time, what he can bring to the game. Anthony Joshua should be considered the best fighter because he looks apart and he is professional, he is disciplined, and he doesn't have nothing behind him. He's nobody. There is a speculation that Hearns is making Joshua and that he's protecting him, but that's all speculation. The skill is debatable. Like some people say, oh, he will lose to Wilder, but he's being protected. Listen, but that's debatable because majority of those people say he will kill Wilder too. So Canelo is the face of boxing for the following reason. If Anthony Joshua and Canelo were to walk together in the street, people might recognize Canelo. You and I will recognize Joshua. But he is the face of boxing because everybody knows who he is. And he is made by television and he is advertised by everyone. So I think boxing and the Athletic Commission and even Oscar de la Hoya is saying, listen, what did we get ourselves into? Like, you are the guy bringing the money. Now this is your time. You are the guy with the looks. You are the guy that a lot of the fans hate you. So hate is great. If they hate you, majority of the time they say, oh, they hating on you because you're good. Because if you suck, nobody talk about you.
Good point. That's true.
So I mean,
yeah,
they are worried and they don't want the fans to get discouraged because they feel like there is more to it. If there was nothing to it and it was something simple, it would not have been this fight. But the benefactor in all of this And the smartest person in this whole situation, aside from what Stephen H. may say, aside from what people will say, of course, he pointed out, he brought it out, he exposed him, he exposed the whole system, and he just called it like it is. He said, he's telling you, listen, I'm a hardworking man. I pay my way to get here. I really knocked those opponents out. I left no question on my win, despite some people thinking, oh, I got out back by this guy. Oh, Jacob beat me. Regardless of what, if people think Ganar Golovkin lost those fights, a lot of people think he didn't lose that fight to Jacob. There is a reason why he's still the champ. Do you know why? Because he did what you're supposed to do. In order, he is a knockout artist. For a knockout, the knockout artist should always go for the knockout. He will always get out backs majority of the time looking for the knockout. Why? Because in order to knock somebody out, you gotta risk getting knockout. And then as the champion, he defended his belt. He went out there and defended his belt and dropped the challenger. So therefore, him not losing to Jacob, not losing to Canelo, he's right. He's been dominating the division. So he didn't want to put a risk that, and he felt like he lost a lot of credibility in the Canelo fight. And it's fair for him to come out and say, hey, you used steroid the first time. And I mean, do you blame him?
No, I don't blame him at all. And as I said in my Ringside Reporter podcast last week, I was disgusted by the commentary of Stephen A. Smith complaining that Canelo spoke out about it, because he's the one who's getting in the ring with somebody, and obviously he wants to make sure that, you know, everything's on the up and up. He doesn't want to be put in a situation where his life is going to be in danger. I mean, obviously the sport is rough enough as it is, and it's going to be even rougher when you get in there with someone who has an unfair advantage over you. And, you know, but the whole funny thing about this is, do you think that the public pressure, you know, all that negative feedback from the fans on Twitter, on Facebook, the social media networks, all this negative feedback, do you think this had anything to do with the actions of the Nevada State Athletic Commission? Because they took a little while to come right out and do what they did. You know, they're actually, like I said, filing a complaint against Canelo. So this is pretty serious. Now, you know, you could point to the Francisco Vargas situation where he tested positive, but the fight still went on. And you could also point to the Eric Morales situation when he fought Danny Garcia, and that fight still went on. But let's make 2 points there. The Francisco Vargas fight was in California, and the Danny Garcia Eric Morales fight was in,
right?
Yeah, it was in New York. So obviously, you know, whole different set of circumstances, whole different set of rules, different commissions. Now this I believe, like I said, came out in 2016. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, that was their rule that was put into effect and in place on 2016. So I didn't know about it, and it's kind of funny that most of us, I think, are finding out about it right now, because I don't know if they were ever put in a situation like this before, where you know, there was a clenbuterol you know, failed test, and someone used an excuse, or any banned substance where someone used you know, used a defense of you know, I didn't know that I put it in my body. It was an accident. It was a mistake. It was inadvertent use. I don't know if there's ever been a situation like that. I know John Jones has been popped a few times, and he was suspended, but that's MMA. But I've never seen a situation in boxing where someone failed the test that you know, for a fight that was going to be taking place in Vegas, and they, you know, had a defense that they, you know, they didn't know there was an accident, it was inadvertent use, whatever. I think this is the first situation that we're dealing with this, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What was the situation with Gay Rosado and Jalen Love?
Jamie Love, I think, tested positive for a diuretic,
okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
And they revoked the fight. I
think the fight was like a no contest or something like that.
The fight was a no contest.
Yeah,
I mean, Gabe should have won. Gabe won the fight, but but they took it away from him. So what I'm trying to understand here is this. They feel like there is more to the story.
you know what the thing is? It doesn't matter if there's more to the story or not, because if they're going to follow their rules, then it doesn't matter if it was an accident, if it was a mistake, if it was inadvertent use. Doesn't matter how much was in the system. So if that's the case, then why are they beating around the bush? Why don't they just say, hey, we're going to suspend them and call off the fight? And why drag it out? Because they're already refunding tickets. And by the time they have the hearing on April 18th, the fight will be like 2 weeks away. So, this just puts a kibosh on the whole promotion, and it ruins the fight anyways.
Look,
so why don't they just cancel the fight? Why don't they just suspend them? And why don't they just get it over with? Why are they dragging it out? That's what I want to know.
The fight is already ruined. No matter how we look at it. Look, Canelo is in a situation where if he gets suspended, right, and there are people that are upset now at him and say like, oh, he probably did cheat it. So now they're gonna go back and look at this fight and say, wait a minute, Golovkin won. Listen, because people were being biased too. Yeah. You know that when they like the fighter, it's like like when people pick their guy, it's like, okay, yo, this is my guy, I'm gonna roll him. They look for them to win, like Ciscp. He still say Pacquiao won. Yeah. After the Mayweather fight, like, yeah, they look for a reason of why their fighter won. Yeah, like Oscar de la Hoya and
confirmation bias.
Yeah. So people are gonna go back and look at the fight and say, oh, Golovkin really won. So now Canelo is gonna jeopardize being jeopardy. If the fight was to go on, they're gonna say, then Canelo knocks him out, he did took steroid. If Canelo lose, they're gonna say he lost because he got out of it, or he lost because Golovkin got in his head. So there is no way. I mean, everybody wants the fight to go on, but I think the fight should now wait for later. Yeah. That just me. Like right now, the hearing is what day? On the 18th?
The hearing's the 18th. Yeah, it was originally the 10th. Now they pushed it back to the 18th. So
the 18th.
Why drag it out?
The 18th Cinco de Mayo. Look, if the hearing is on the 18th and the fights continue, you know what someone like me is gonna say?
Go ahead, tell me.
I'm gonna keep it real and I'm gonna say, yo, this is fucking bullshit. Of course. They knew that he wasn't gonna get suspended. They just made it bigger than what it was to create
that's more. What I'm saying.
To create more adversity and made the fight more and made the character of this fight hate each other.
Yeah, there's a big negative cloud over this fight, regardless, and it can't be fixed. It's not going to go away. But I have to go back to all of the negative backlash and feedback from the public and the fans about how they were questioning the credibility of the commission. Like I said, I thought it was a big PR smokescreen stunt. A lot of other people out there said the same thing, and now we have to kind of backtrack on that. But I'm still wondering if that had any effect. I know this sounds kind of ridiculous that people could sway the opinion of a commission, but I mean, again, this commission has their credibility been questioned over and over again. So anything they do, doesn't come as a surprise to us, except for this does come as a surprise to me, because it seems like they're finally doing the right thing. And I'm kind of glad that this fight looks like it's going to get canceled, because it's just so sickening that this guy Canelo gets one pass after another pass after another pass.
This is like the bottom line. Like, this is where I come in and show why I am as realist as I am. Look, this fighter has been going up from a C level to B level to consider an A level fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, how is he considered an A level fighter when he always been fighting the smaller guys? When he's been challenging guys to go up 20 pounds, 10 pounds, be making that rule. He always been on the A side, except for the Floyd Mayweather fight. Always. I haven't seen him being on the other side. He always been doing the De La Hoya tactic. Do you remember how De La Hoya, when he came up, was fighting a lot of people for the name, and then he could just fighter for the name?
Yeah.
And like, you know how like before how like boxing always has a tendency that He's always the up and coming fighter that win the big fight.
They always have their baby face, the golden boy, the good guy,
that good guy,
is
like
perfect, that's no wrong.
That up and coming
Pretty
fighter.
face, yeah.
Listen, in all reality, this guy is not an A+ fighter. He's not. He should not be ranked pound for pound. He should not be the face of boxing. But marketing is perception over reality.
Yeah,
it is perception reality. What that he brings, the fans, the Mexican fans, the charisma.
Got the look.
He got the look.
Yeah,
but he got the look. But he's arrogant, not the best of a guy. A lot of people don't like him.
No,
people like him, but that's good because he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's have the right business tactic. He got the look, and he's a mean guy. You know, like he's part of the business. And I understand. I'm not knocking him for his business. He's doing great. But now this is really bad for the game because this guy is promising. And then one thing is this: why was he so sure this time around? The only thing that I get skeptical about, why was he so sure that he was gonna knock him out this time? He was swearing that he was gonna stand and trade with him. He swore and
he's saying he was going to be busier.
He said he was gonna
more
be
stamina this time around. Yeah,
and got a lot bigger, but with less fat.
yeah.
And this guy was usually known for getting outworked by his opponent, getting tired in the latest round.
Yeah. Always had stamina issues. Always
has stamina issue, and that's why you see him that he throws 1 punch, one slow. I mean, this guy gets outworked, and every single time. The only reason why a lot of people give him round because he throws one hard punch at a time and seem to shake the other people. But a lot of the time, he just gets outworked by his opponent. And this time, he got outworked by a much lower opponent than him.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see it. But it's bad because he is the face of boxing at this moment because he is the guy that everybody knows. I mean, I don't want to see the fight. I didn't want to see the rematch in the first place. You know why I didn't want to see the rematch?
It was already controversy already because we were concerned about how the scoring was going to be the second time around. It was back in Vegas, back to the scene of the crime. So this fight already had, a cloud hanging over it. A lot of people were already bracing themselves for more controversy on May 6th.
And then we see this fight, right? No matter who wins, we will have to see a third fight because there was a draw.
Yeah.
So no, listen. I know who won, so I didn't want to see a rematch because
a lot of people feel the same way.
Because why should I see a rematch when I don't want to see a rematch because the judges messed up. I want to see a rematch because the fight was an exciting fight. If you tell me Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera was gonna fight 10 times, I will say, yo, I want to see all 10 fights. No matter if Barrera win 10 in a row, because the fight is gonna be an exciting fight. People are gonna have different opinions. Same thing if Marquez and Pacquiao would have fought 10 times. Like Carvajal fight Chiquita Gonzalez a whole bunch of times. Like
those we can't miss.
Those were classic. Like Gary Ward, like those I wouldn't mind. Like Urrale Castillo, those fights I would not mind seeing 10 times. But now I fight that the champion went there, kept his crown, or they say, you know what, you can keep your belt, but we're not gonna give you the victory.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to jeopardize this guy. Like the whole world knows, Canelo is not at the level of Oscar de la Hoya. Why? He got the look, he got the charisma, but he doesn't have the language. They still doesn't speak English. No reason for him not to. So, in other words, the fan doesn't get to hear what they want to hear.
Yeah. So
at the same time, it's like if he loses one fight, then he's done.
Yeah.
And they know that. So they also just for them to find a better weight class for him.
Yeah.
Because in middleweight, we got guys that can really tear him apart.
So before we move on, I guess the one thing that remains here is it kind of looks like Canelo's image is going to be severely damaged from this moving forward, and I think he's going to lose a lot of support from the fans, and I'm just curious to see how the Mexican public treats him now. What's the perception from them going to be moving forward? Because I know a lot of the American fans right now, they're already calling him a cheater. A lot of people don't believe it was by accident. A lot of people think he did it intentionally. So I think this is going to hurt him at moving forward with pay-per-view buys and viewership and ticket sales. I think that his career is I'm not going to say it's over, but I think it's severely damaged moving forward. And I don't think he's going to be the pretty boy face of boxing anymore. I think it's going to be a whole different ball game for him moving forward, man.
Put it this way. In baseball, they are guys like Sammy Sosa, never tested positive for steroids.
Yeah.
And his career is damaged. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Guy like Mike Piazza didn't get in the Hall of Fame right away. They were suspicious that he took steroids. What about these guys that actually took steroids? Regardless of what, if it was the meat that did it for him, then you know what? Bring the evidence.
Yeah.
If you so clear, bring the evidence. So no, people are gonna say he cheated. No matter what, there will be expectations. So there will be assumption. He's gonna come to the reality. Oh, yo, this guy cheated. And right now, I heard people saying Canelo was my guy, but I want him to fight Triple G. I want Triple G to knock him out. Have the fight on Cinco de Mayo and let that be in his head. Let that be the turning point of the fight. I mean, so
one thing's for sure now. They're gonna be testing him around the clock. They're gonna be really looking at him closely. So just be prepared. Just be prepared for that if you're Canelo.
A lot of people felt Manny Pacquiao cheated.
Yeah.
A lot of people, he didn't test it positive. Never. And then a lot of people felt he cheated.
Yeah.
A lot of people, look, in baseball, David Ortiz has a link to steroids. They say he might never get in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So why should Canelo get a bypass as an athlete when he's representing himself as a brand, as an individual athlete, which is the hardest thing to do. The individual athletes are the more respected athletes because they in control of their destiny. But it looked like he's not in control of his destiny, his team is. And that's why I never been a fan, because you have to convince me with a result. Like, just don't go there, say that you're gonna do one thing and do another thing, and do things with legitimacy. If you are the champion, you gotta go there and show why you are the champion, not in the ring but outside the ring.
Correct.
Because boxing goes beyond the ring. Boxing goes about life. Our life as a human are the life of a boxing. We take the hit and we move forward, and we try to become the best person we can be. A boxer is discipline. Is the same thing. Yeah. So I don't buy this whole Canelo thing. I just don't.
Well, let's just wait and see. I think the fight's gonna probably be canceled, but let's just see what happens on April 18th, because I would love to be a fly on the wall at that hearing. I really would. I would love to see what their evidence is and what story they're gonna tell the athletic commission.
Let me ask you this, Joe, since you know a lot about UK fighters and you have insight there.
And I know some. I wish I knew more, but I'm learning.
But
answer the question, sure.
Do we see Billy Joe Saunders replacing Canelo and fighting Triple G next? Is Billy Joe Saunders gonna take Triple G challenge? Because Triple G said, I want Billy Joe Saunders. He got the belt. I want him. Which will make the fight happen.
I don't think, because Triple G is adamant about fighting on May 5th. He's still training.
But he did said he want Billy Joe Saunders if Canelo
Yeah,
not on the fifth, maybe not on the day,
not on
but
the fifth. But I don't think
Billy Joe Saunders won't be ready for the fifth. But is that
Yeah.
the fight in the making? Is Billy Joe
Oh
Saunders
yeah,
gonna step to the challenge?
yeah,
And fight Triple G?
absolutely.
And do you see Billy Joe Saunders having success against Triple G?
He could win that fight. He definitely could win that fight.
He can.
I may pick him in that fight, to be honest with you.
He can win.
I may pick. I may pick him.
I think Billy Joe Saunders, in my opinion, is what Amir Khan, what people thought Amir Khan was. What Amir Khan should have been, Billy Joe Saunders is.
Amir Khan with a chin.
Yes, I think like the boxing skill, the movement, like he does. The man does
a little slicker though,
right.
little slicker.
He does everything
better with the upper body movement.
He does everything right.
Khan just uses his legs. This guy uses his legs, he can fight you in the pocket and slip.
He does everything right.
Yeah,
he does everything right. He is the perfect. He is a combination. He is the perfect combination of a boxer puncher.
Yeah, yeah.
But he might. It will be an interesting fight because we want to see if he will risk getting knocked out.
I think a lot of people are chomping at the bit to fight Triple G now. They've seen some chinks in his armor. They think he's slipping. The Danny Jacobs fight kind of revealed that in a lot of people's minds, and so did this Canelo fight. I had him winning the Canelo fight, but I had it close. I had it 115 and 113, and I thought Jacobs beat him. But that's not to say I still don't think he's a very good fighter. That he's not a dangerous fighter. But Billy Joe Saunders is peaking right now, and I don't think.
Not many people want to fight Billy Joe Saunders.
No, I mean
not many people.
He's still in his prime. I think he's got a lot left before he starts declining.
Not many people want to fight Billy Low Sanders.
No,
I mean,
it's a tough style.
It's a tough style.
It's
you just and then he's tough too. Like he looked like an easy opponent outside the ring when you look at him, but when you in there with him, no.
No, he's a southpaw too. It's a tough fight, man.
It is a tough fight to make. Look, I didn't pick Jacob to win because I felt like Triple G did go to the body. Triple G did apply the pressure, and Jacob did get dropped. Jacob could have won, but Jacob didn't. Jacob didn't put his wheel enough in the exchanges. Yeah. Jacob should have used his speed more and hit more than the top and made him think. Jacob did a lot of movement, made him miss, but that was enough, man. When to be the champion, you gotta go out there and take his crown, take his hat out. He dropped Jacob, and on the way of dropping Jacob, he didn't drop Jacob because he landed the clean punch. He dropped Jacob because Jacob was so worried about not getting cut with a punch.
More of a balance shot. Yeah.
More of a balance shot. Like Jacob got a lot of credit from this one of those fights that Jacob did better than what people thought. In the public eye, Jacob was gonna get knocked out. In my eye, I gave Jacob a chance. But
I picked Jacobs to win.
What I didn't like was that he didn't challenge him enough.
Yeah.
If Jacob had a better chance to do better than Gabe Rosado did. Gabe Rosado really stepped into the challenge and fought him. Like Gabe really to me that was the opponent that gave him that really tried to expose him and gave him the most. He didn't win, he got stopped, but he gave him the most challenge. Not fair.
Yeah. Let's switch gears a little bit. I know this fight is supposedly going to happen July 8th, according to Manny Pacquiao. He and Lucas Matisse have agreed to fight on July 8th, and he's saying that he is promoting this fight along with Golden Boy, but they're not talking about Top Rank or Bob Arum at all. So I don't know what the situation is with Manny Pacquiao and Top Rank. I don't know how the contract, where they are in their contract right now. If they on the contract, if that fight with Jeff Horn was the last fight of the contract, I don't know. But he seems right now to be moving forward without Bob Arum. I know they've agreed verbally, but I don't think the fight is official yet. But here's another twist to the whole story. Freddie Roach has come out in the press and said that he hasn't even been contacted by Manny Pacquiao. So we don't even know if Freddie Roach is training Manny Pacquiao at this moment right now. So what's going on with Manny Pacquiao? I mean, we don't know if if he's going to be working with Arum anymore. We don't know if they're going to be training anymore. And this fight is supposed to be in Malaysia. You know how some of these fights are when they're supposed to be scheduled in Dubai, Malaysia. A lot of times these countries promise the money, but they never put it up. So what's going to happen here? Is Manny Pacquiao going to fight Lucas Batista on July 8th? Is Freddie Roach going to be in the corner? And is Bob Arum going to promote this? Is he going to have any promotional rights to this fight?
Well, look, the worst thing that happened to Manny Pacquiao was Juan Manuel Marquez, because in that rematch, the third fight, that was the fight that really exposed him and set him up for the fourth fight. After the fourth fight with Marquez, I don't care what people want to say. Manny Pacquiao is not the same fighter. Despite his beating Brendan Rio, Chris Algieri, Timothy Bradley, Jesse Vargas. Who else did he fight after that?
Jesse Vargas, Brandon Rios,
Chris Algieri,
Jeff Horn.
He's not the same fighter. He just not.
Well, it's obvious. He's
Floyd Mayweather.
He's out of his prime.
He's out of his prime. He's out of his prime. And right now he's just a name. And eventually he's gonna get reckless and fight one of these young fighters. And he might not be a good retirement for him. And I think Manny Pacquiao is done. His years are over. Top Rank knows that, and everyone knows that. Like him fighting Lucas Matizes. I mean, Lucas Matizes is not the same fighter either. I'm not in favor of this fight. Don't fight people don't make fight just to make fight. If the man is not relevant, then he have no business being in the business of boxing.
Yeah.
Like he already made a good career, made a lot of money. He's a Hall of Famer. But everything started changing since he went to politics.
Yeah.
Since two things he did, and I don't like to speaking about this thing because people get skeptical, and that's how you get into argument. He changed his religion, and he went to politics. Those are two things that you cannot talk about. So
yeah.
I don't think, and now he's gonna change trainer. Like really, like what somebody else is gonna teach you that Freddie Roach didn't. That Freddie Roach didn't do. That Roach didn't do. I mean, I just don't think it's a wise decision. It's not gonna be an exciting fight. He's not even a pay-per-view fighter anymore.
No.
I mean, no one. He's not. When was the last time he knocked somebody out?
I think it was.
When was the last time he
2009.
Knocking the opponent out?
2009 against Cotto. It wasn't even a clean knockout either.
It was not even a clean knockout. Cotto was dehydrated. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
They should not stop the fight like with what was it, like 12 seconds to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like those knockout to me. The Chavez Taylor, the Cotto knockout, the Bradley Probachnica when Bradley took a knee. Like no, to me those things are not really the. No, I don't agree with Manny Pacquiao fighting Lucas Matizes. This is not even. I'm gonna watch it, but it's not even worth watching.
I'll be honest with you. Obviously, both guys are not in their prime anymore. But because of that, they may be on equal footing, number one. Number two, both guys are offensive fighters, very aggressive. Both guys have defensive liabilities. So style-wise, I think the fight would be very entertaining. Significance-wise, this fight means not much. So, at the end of the day, it's not a fight we need, but it is a fight that could turn out to be a pretty entertaining fight. But boxing is not a part-time sport.
Let me ask you this.
As you mentioned.
Let me ask you this.
And Manny Pacquiao's got to make a decision. Can he do politics and be a boxer at this level? It's too much to ask for someone to do.
He's almost 40 years old.
Yeah, he's 39.
He's almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. He got put to sleep. He will never recover from that. We know that. He will never be the same fighter. And again, he's getting there.
He beat Bradley after that, but
by style makes fight, and then I felt like they should, after the second fight, they should not be a rematch.
Yeah.
After the first fight, even him losing, if he got robbed, he got robbed. No reason to him to give him the rematch.
Yeah.
Unless you can make a case. But okay, the winner of this fight, who they gonna face?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's,
An up and coming fight.
and he was even talking about going down to 140 to fight Lomachenko. So this fight's going to be supposedly at 147. But beforehand, they were talking about him fighting at 140. So
Look,
it's go. I mean, I don't know what the goal is here.
if he goes down to 140 to fight Lomachenko, you know what can happen to him?
This is embarrassed.
This is crazy.
You can get embarrassed.
This is crazy. Now he's playing with a weight at this age. You don't do that.
You don't want to drop down weight now.
You don't want that. Listen, if he goes down and fight Lomachenko, then his career could go like what goes around comes around. He gets stopped like he did to De La Hoya by Lomachenko. He'll just quit.
Yeah.
I mean, nah, man, I don't really.
No. Well, as I said earlier, and as everyone knows, we do have the big fight coming up this weekend: Joseph Parker versus Anthony Joshua. But there's another story kind of swirling around right now that seems to me, in my opinion, to be taking some of the thunder away from this fight and a little bit of luster off of this promotion. And it's the fact that Deontay Wilder was invited by Sky to go down there, and he has declined to go down there, and he said, "I'm not going." And everyone down there, Eddie Hearn, a lot of the British broadcasters, a lot of the British press, Johnny Nelson, Adam Smith, Kyle Froch, Tony Bellew, Dillian White. A lot of people have come out and said, "Hey, he should have came down here. He's missing out." But at the end of the day, is he really missing out? What does he get out of going down there? More false promises? Why can't he go in the ring? Why allegedly did Anthony Joshua ask them or Eddie Hearn? I don't know if it was Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, or someone from the promotion allegedly, asked to have the security beefed up for when he went down there. So if you're inviting someone down there and you're beefing up security, that doesn't seem like a cordial invite. I mean, that seems like you're anticipating hostility from that person. That's not a way to make someone feel welcome. And why can't he go down, into the ring and face off with Anthony Joshua if Joshua wins? So at the end of the day, I'm glad he's not going down there. Regardless of if he was down there or not, a lot of the talk seems to still be about him. He's, Eddie Hearn's being interviewed. Everyone's being interviewed down there about the fight, and his name is being mentioned in every interview. People are being asked, "What do you think of Wilder not being here? Do you think he should have came?" So he's getting free press, in my opinion, and I think this was a great move to not go down there, because this is more or less telling Eddie, you're not in control. You don't tell me what to do. I'm not here to make you and your team look good. I'm not one of the pawns on your chessboard. Okay, I can walk to the beat of my own drum, and I'm glad he didn't go down there. I'm glad, because initially when he was invited down there, he asked the Sky broadcast team, "I'll go down there on one condition, that I'm able to go in the ring if Joshua wins and have a face-off with him and tell him I'm going to knock him out." And they agreed to it. And then a couple of days later, Anthony Joshua was like, "Nah, I don't want that." When Eddie Hearn was being interviewed and he was asked about the security, he didn't confirm or deny it. So it leads me to believe that whole situation about having the extra security, Wilder's even saying that they had like a restraining order against him. I mean, that's just a bad look. That's a bad look. So you want Wilder to go down there, and Dillian White's going to go down there, and it's okay for Dillian White to get in Wilder's face and cause drama, but you don't want there to be potential drama between Joshua and Wilder. So I'm glad he's not going down there, man, and I'm glad that people are talking about it, and I'm glad that people in the UK are talking about Wilder, and he's getting free publicity. I'm happy, because this just shows Eddie Hearn that you miscalculated the situation. You're not in control as much as you believe, and Deontay Wilder is still a significant part of the heavyweight division. And he is definitely, you have Joshua 1A, and Deontay Wilder's definitely 1B. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously Joshua is the money man, and Wilder has even conceded that, yeah, he is the A side. But that doesn't mean that you're going to, push Wilder around and disrespect Wilder, and he's just supposed to, you're snapping your fingers and he's just going to fall in line. That's not going to happen. What are your thoughts?
Deontay Wilder, one thing that I respect about him is his ability to speak things the way they are. Deontay Wilder said the other day that Hearns is more about the money and is more about the business than he is about the fighter. One thing that Wilder has is that he's very honest about the situation. Listen, I'm about the money, but I want the belt. I want the fighter. I want to be the public champ. And this said, and I agree with him, because the boxing heavyweight division is the most important division in the history of boxing. It is the most important division out of all of the division in boxing. No disrespect to the other division, but this is the division that everybody used to love, and is the division that pretty much made the sport. Majority of the greatest are in that division. Majority of the records set are in that division. People that transcended the sport and played away from everybody else are in that work.
Absolutely.
So
it's a lot of history in heavyweight division.
It is a lot of history, and that's the fight. And what people used to know, that the fight did not go to the scorecard except for like Larry Holmes, like no controversial decision, more like in the Lennox Lewis and Holyfield. Like you can count with your hands the fights that were robbery. Majority of the fight were by knockout.
Knockout, correct.
So I mean, when Deontay Wilder is telling Anthony Joshua, listen, you are a champion, but I got the most important belt. Then it's true, because there used to be only one belt, right?
First belt was the WBA belt, and then WBC
became the ultimate.
Yeah,
like you were not a champion until you have that. You were not considered a champion until you have the WBC.
Very prestigious belt, no question.
Of course. So the thing is this: Eddie Hearns is a businessman, and this is all tactic. That fight is not happening right now. As much as we want to see it, I don't think, and I think it's great for boxing that they are creating more leverage to this fight too. As much as I want to see the fight, I do understand that. Listen, it's not going to happen right now. In order for Deontay Wilder to get the fight with Joshua, what I feel like is going to have to happen, if by any means Joseph Parker do better than what people think, then he's going to be chasing pretty much everybody that Joshua faced and knock them out. That's what he's going to have to do. Until like there is no more room, or fight somebody that is undefeated, or look for that. It's going to be tough for him to look for opponents, for both of them. Yeah. Because there's not that many quality opponents. This is the most, the two of them already. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm missing on somebody else, you let me know. But Wilder fought Ortiz. That was the most quality, his most quality opponent. The only one that could present a challenge and get on the way. Yep. Now, regardless of what people want to say, Parker looks apart. We don't know, because he hasn't faced an opponent like Joshua, but he looks like he has the blueprint to win. Like right now, he looks like, right now, if you look at it, you'll be like, well, Chris will give him problem. This guy is younger. Yeah. This guy is hungry. This guy is an underdog. What's the line on the fight? The line in between those two, like how much is he in the fight?
I know Joshua is a big favorite. I'm gonna have to look that one up on my site.
But what I'm saying is this: this is because the fight is not happening next. If they were gonna fight each other next, they would let him come to the ring.
Yeah, but I think that he still should have been allowed to go into the ring.
Do you think he would do boxing better if they fight right away? In your opinion, would he do boxing better? Who would they fight next? And if they were to fight next, what would be the next fight for both?
I could see
If Joshua and Wilder fight after that,
Oh, who could they fight after
who
that?
can they fight after that?
I would say that Beckham still out there. If
Tyson Fury, if he makes a comeback.
Fury makes a comeback. Mr. T's is still in the mix. You still got big baby Miller out there. Dillian White, of course, is still out there. There's guys that are out there. Dominic Brazil. I'm not sure he'd be a great opponent, but he's still high in the rankings.
Are these two fighters the two best heavyweight?
Well, that's the thing.
Or are they somebody else that we overlooking at? Somebody that I'm not aware of that can be both of these guys. If there is a fighter out there that the public is not looking at, because like everything else, boxing is also perception over reality sometimes in terms of it goes by the promotion, who's getting promoted, who's getting known, who's representing who. That's how you get the fight. So if there are any fighter out there in the heavyweight division that can challenge any of these guys and actually beat this guy that we are not looking at, like for example,
sure, there's someone out there that
let me give you an example. You and I both knew that Klitschko really should have now fought Fury. We thought Fury can beat him. You pick Fury to win. I said, listen, he legitimately can.
You said he had a chance too, yeah.
He legitimately can win the fight. Yeah. I don't think he should take this fight. I just thought, but who out there you think can challenge this guy that we don't know about? Like, who is the toughest opponent? Who is the dark horse? The dark horse.
Well, I Luis Ortiz was definitely one of them, but Deontay Wilder took care of him. Dillian White. Are you asking me if there's like some young and upcoming guy that we need to look out for?
No, another guy that can actually beat this guy. Like, who can come and upset? Who can prevent Joshua right now from greatness? Like, tell us, like, listen, he's not as good.
I think these guys are the two best, in my opinion. I really do. And that's the thing. That's the frustrating part about the whole situation.
And they're young.
Yeah. Because people want to talk about, well, why did Wilder not do this? Why did Wilder not do that? Well, that doesn't matter. That's all in the past. Now we have two fighters who are at the top of the division right now as we speak, okay? It's the general consensus out there that these are the two best fighters in the heavyweight division. That's why there's so much interest in this fight. That's why so many people want it. So, people can say what they want. Eddie Hearn can say what he want. Oh, Wilder should have came down this weekend, whatever. But you go down there, it's the same press people that are always at the fights. There's going to be a lot of fans there, whatever. But, everyone in the UK knows who Deontay Wilder is.
Yes.
Everyone knows him. He's probably bigger in the UK than he is over here. So it's like, what does he gain by going down there? And at the end of the day, if they don't want the fight, they don't want the fight. There's not. I think Deontay Wilder has pretty much said to himself, and he was on the Breakfast Club this morning, a great interview. He said, you know what? It's up to them now. I told them I want the fight. They know I want the fight. But if they don't take it, then it's okay. I'll just go on to win. Just go on to keep winning and be 50, 51-0 and break the record.
And then another thing is this. Too. Also, too much stuff going on. Like, this fight is gonna happen in the UK. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, this fight is gonna happen in the UK, and like,
it could still happen in Vegas.
Look, this fight needs to build up, and it needs to happen in Vegas. As much as I would love to see, it would be great to see like this go down like 2 years down the road. Joshua become more legitimate to the point their career take different paths, and Joshua become more legitimate. It would be nice to see Deontay Wilder go to the UK and knock out Joshua in front of 70 or 80,000, 90 people, 100,000, it will be lovely. Do I think it's gonna happen? No.
Yeah.
but it will be good for the sport.
Yeah.
To have him do this. But I just don't see it happening. But I guess my thing is this. Do you think this guy, if this guy fight each other, does the heavyweight division still have life? Because I feel like these are the two guys that are keeping some hope in this division.
You're saying that it's better for the division for these two guys to
Not to fight right now.
not fight right now.
As much as I want to see the fight.
And see, I disagree. I want to see the fight because I think this fight's huge, and I just don't want to see one of the guys lose. I don't want to see that someone could get hurt. Anything can happen in the sport of boxing. So right now, these guys they both at the top. Deontay Wilder had that career-defining win with Luis Ortiz. AJ had that career-defining fight with Klitschko. I think this is the right time. I think if you wait, you can risk the fight, losing its luster.
I see what you are concerned about.
I'm just concerned that the longer they wait, the chances it may not happen.
This is what you're concerned about. This is what you're concerned about. You know what you're concerned about? Maybe. You know what happened to Mike Tyson? Like how those guys didn't want to fight him.
Wasted his time
away, and then they say Tyson didn't beat anybody. That's what everybody say. Oh, Tyson didn't beat enough opponent. Like Lennon Stewart wouldn't fight him. Like Really Cole, Holyfield. Those guys wouldn't fight him when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
Like before he went to jail.
Yeah.
That is the concern. Like,
and he's 32 years old too. He's getting older.
Man, he's getting older. So it will be good if they fight right now. But I understand if the fight doesn't happen now.
Yeah.
Not on blame the business. I think it's better for both of them. They make more money. They will make more money later on. I mean, I don't. And then the whole negotiation piece is like Joshua is saying, okay, I need to make this match, but what they're saying, if I beat you, we gotta switch turn, like
in the rematch, yeah.
In the rematch. So
I mean, Hearn said he'd be fine with it. So that's the thing. But let's move on, to the big fight. And let me ask you this: will this be a distraction for Anthony Joshua? Will is he looking past Joseph Parker, or is this whole Wilder situation and being asked about Wilder all the time? Is this getting in his head? Is he rattled by it? Is Wilder in his head by him putting out the information that Joshua is afraid of him, that Joshua is not sure of himself? Because we're kind of seeing Joshua, a different side to Joshua, this whole camp with Joseph Parker, because Team Parker questioned, his chin going into this fight. They also questioned his mental toughness, question his stamina, and he seems to be getting a little upset by it. You can see, by the body language, he's kind of irritable and a little bit pissed off at the press conference because of that. You think Wilder's constant criticism of calling him that he's afraid, that he doesn't want to fight, that he's not sure of himself, that he's afraid of losing. He openly said it himself. He's afraid of losing. Do you think all of this is getting in Joshua's head? Do you think it'll have an impact on the fight?
Well, this is my thing. I am never in agreement, and I hate when they do this in all sport, not only boxing. Listen, let's worry about the opponent that is in front of you. Like, I don't like that respect. I feel like in boxing do this a lot. We see fight that they already are announcing who the next guy opponent is.
Yeah.
That automatically gets in the heads of the judges. That automatically gets in the heads of the public and takes away from this fight. No one really want to see tomorrow. Nobody want to see this fight. You know what they want to see? Joshua to go there and knock Parker out so they can try to get Wilder. Why not enjoy the moment? This kid is an undefeated champion.
Yeah.
He is an undefeated champion. A style may fight. He has a hope. He bring an if. What if? What if he wins? Like, and Joshua looks immortal, right? He looks unbeatable in many people's eyes, right?
Well, some people think that, yeah.
In his home crowd, right?
Yeah.
In front of his home crowd. So look, it's kind of one of those things. How I felt when this happened. How the UK fan might fail tomorrow. How they might fail. When Anderson Silva fought Chris Weidman, listen, it took me to the rematch to believe that Anderson Silva lost. I thought there was no way in hell.
Thought it was a fluke.
Listen, I didn't even think about him losing. I did not even consider. I didn't even look at that. I went straight to the rematch. When he lost in the rematch, then I said, yo, he lost the first fight. He did lose twice. And we always see this majority of the time that a fighter is a big underdog and nobody's expecting the other guy to win. No one will believe it. If Parker win tomorrow, he will shock the world. But I'm not gonna go and he's gonna win. I'm not gonna predict that he's gonna win, and I'm not gonna pick him to win, like because of what happened. I am not gonna let that distraction and my hope and just to be different say, oh, I'm gonna pick him to win.
Yeah.
When I give you my breakdown of the fight, I'm gonna break it down on the style and the matchup. But it is very disrespectful of them to not give this man a chance. And Joshua will get a break, but going forward, if he's really a true champ and a people champ, he should respect his opponent more. I think.
Yeah. So let's talk about the big one. Joshua Parker. Who wins and why? What do you think?
I am gonna go with Joshua because I feel that he has a lot to prove. People are questioning him because of the Klitschko fight, how he looked in the fight, and regardless of what, in all reality, he won and he beat Klitschko, but he beat no Klitschko, and he was exposed and almost got destroyed by Klitschko, by an old fighter. And people believe if Klitschko would have given, if Klitschko would have retired and give the rematch, Klitschko would have had a chance. And then the rematch right away. He showed a lot of weakness. He had shown stuff about his chin, and all of that stuff has been questioned. So he's been motivated and driven to clear those things. He's been really focused, and regardless of what he said from here and there, he's been very focused and professional on his way to the fight. There are a few little mistakes. We all made mistakes, but he's learning. I don't feel. Listen, Parker got the skill. Parker looked like he got the speed. Parker looked like he got the boxing thing. He looks apart. When I say he looks, it's because I don't know that many of his opponents. I'm not impressed with any of his wins because of the level of opposition that he has fought. I am just not buying into that.
Yeah.
What I know is that what I see in Joshua is that he's gonna keep coming, and Joshua is resilient. Even if Parker drop him, that's the worst thing Parker can do. He's dropping, and I think Parker is good, but he's not. Parker is good, but he's not gonna have enough to keep him up.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna keep coming. Parker is gonna go out, but he's gonna keep coming for the knockout. And I just don't think. I think Joshua can take a punch from Parker. He will take a. How can I say this? A punch from Parker will not damage Joshua as much as Joshua punch will damage Parker.
I agree.
And that's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah.
So I am picking Joshua to win by the 10th round. It's gonna be like a late knockout, late stoppage.
Yeah.
Because what it is, Parker's gonna waste a lot of energy trying to keep him off.
Well, here's my take on the whole thing. Both guys coming down in weight for this fight. Parker was 236 in the weigh-in earlier today, and Joshua was 242, coming down from 254. So he's 12 pounds lighter than he was in his previous fight. So both guys look to be in great shape, and I assume because they lost weight, that conditioning and I think they're going to focus on the conditioning, and they're both prepared for a long fight. Okay, and they're both prepared to be in a busy fight. So they're looking to slim down so they could be a little bit more mobile on their feet. Number one, and number two, they're looking to probably throw a lot of punches and be able to do that, late in the fight. So with that being said, Parker's thought to be the guy who's got the better legs. He's quicker. He's thought to even have faster hands. I can concede that to a point. Like, I agree he's faster on his feet than Joshua. He may even have a slight hand speed advantage. But is that speed enough where it's going to be a wide gap where he could sit there and just pot shot Anthony Joshua, and Joshua's not going to be able to deal with it? Is he going to overwhelm him with movement? Is he going to overwhelm him with speed? Is he going to be able to be Billy Joe Saunders and Joshua? Is Joshua going to be basically David Lemieux? I don't see that. I think Joshua is an explosive guy. I think he's quick. He's got that fast twitch muscle fiber speed. He's because as I say, he's explosive. But the thing with Parker is keeps that lead hand low. He likes to get out of range and keep that lead hand low and try to suck you forward. And he tries to run you into that right hand. So he tries to set traps with the right hand from the outside. He likes to kind of step forward, stick, and then step off to the side. He likes to stick and move. But he's a guy who throws mostly straight punches. He's not a guy that can get in the pocket and really go to war with you. I thought in his fight with Andy Ruiz, and I thought in his fight with Takam, I thought he didn't look great in those fights. And I think when they got close to him and kind of smothered him and took that space away from him and trapped him in corners and stuff and took him outside of the center of the ring, I thought he had problems. So let me just finish my point. I'll let you jump in. So the thing is, can he move the whole fight? Will he be able to keep Joshua off him the whole fight? Will he, as you said, be able to hurt Joshua and stop him in his tracks to prevent him from coming forward? Will Joshua have any threat by being on the offensive? Will Joshua walk him down? Can he walk through him? I think Joshua definitely will have an advantage, if the fight is in the pocket. I think if they exchange on the inside, I think Joshua will definitely get the better of him. But Sugar Ray Leonard once said this, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. There comes a point in time in every fight where you have to stand and fight, and you have to get your respect. You can't be on the bicycle the whole fight. And this is the heavyweight division, and I don't expect I don't expect Parker to be able to be on his bicycle this whole fight. So the question is, what happens when he stops pedaling? Does he fall off that bike? Or does he stand there and hold his ground? Does he get his respect? That's the question. I don't think that he's going to get that respect from Joshua. I think Joshua will track him down. I think Joshua will chop him up on the inside. And I think the big weapon on the inside is going to be that uppercut followed up by a left hook. And I see him stopping Parker. I think he'll show him some respect early, but I see him stopping Parker probably in about 9 or 10 rounds. And again, Parker, they talk about the elbow surgery, and he's primarily a guy that throws those straight punches, that jab and that right hand. He's a 1-2 type guy. He's not a guy that's known for his left hook. He's not a guy that's known for going to the body. He's not a guy that's known for grinding it on the inside. So is that because of his elbows that he wasn't throwing hooks and he was just throwing straight punches? Or is that just how he fights? Not only that, he's had the surgery, but has he had enough time to rehab from that surgery? So is he really going to be a brand new fighter? That's the question. And one question to ask on the Joshua side is he's dropped weight. He's 242. But even when he was 254, he was all muscle. So did he end up losing any muscle getting down to that 242? And will that compromise him in any way in this fight? So this is very interesting. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the guy who has the bigger guns and has more weapons and is just more dangerous all around because of the power and the explosiveness and because of his ability. Even though he's so tall and long, he can still fight incredibly well on the inside. And I think that's gonna tell the story here.
That's my thing about Joseph Parker is this. He doesn't have an equalizer. What is the equalizer for him?
Who? Joshua?
Parker.
Parker?
What's the equalizer? Because if he comes, he doesn't have a.
I don't think he doesn't have.
He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything that I can be. He doesn't have a signature like an equalizer. Like for example, like Larry Holmes, the jab, right? Larry Holmes, right?
Yeah.
Has the jab.
Yeah.
Coro, the hook.
Yeah.
Right? Mike Tyson.
There's no signature weapon, is what you're saying.
There is no signature weapon.
I understand. I understand.
Like why should Joshua be concerned and show him respect? Why? As much suspect as Joshua Ching is, why have you shown me that I have to respect your punches? And the point that you make about Joshua and the way, look, Joshua is gonna be a lot stronger than he was now at 242, than he was at
254.
Much stronger. You know why? Because he's gonna be faster. He's
more snap on the shot.
More snap on the shot. Okay. More heart. More stamina. Better physical condition.
That's a good point.
More like to the point. Because look, in the heavyweight division, the weight don't really matter. The lower weight actually helps you more as a heavyweight because it's only one division. It doesn't matter what the other guy weighs. Right. So Joshua is gonna go there looking more sharp and looking more determined and looking because why is Joshua dropping the weight after the Klitschko fight? Because it didn't help him to his advantage. It was a disadvantage in the fight because he wasn't moving as quick as he should have. So now another thing is this: speed kills, and he's gonna have the power and he's gonna have more speed. So it can be an early night too.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'm giving Parker the respect and the benefit of the doubt that it will go to at least 10 rounds.
I mean, we can argue that Parker is faster, but I as I said earlier, I just don't think the speed gap is that great. I think Joshua has definitely got quick hands. He doesn't move a lot, but when he's explosive. He seems to be able to get there. He never has a problem getting in the guy's chest. You know what I'm saying? He's got a hard jab that pushes people back, and he steps in with it, and he follows up.
Question for you: is Parker fast like Holyfield was fast? Does he bring that kind of speed? Because this is the thing. Holyfield was fast enough that when his opponent. Okay, my question is this: when Joshua throws one, is Parker gonna respond to him with 3?
That's. I don't think so. I don't think so. And again, here's another problem with Parker that I see and I've seen in other fights is he's not busy enough. You know what I'm saying? He's a stick and move guy. He likes to kind of pot shot a little bit. He's not a guy that really has a high work rate. So if he can't keep Joshua off him with volume or power, then he's not going to win a decision by landing a 1-2 on it every now and then on occasion. And because that's not going to stop Joshua from coming forward. That's not going to stop Joshua from getting in his chest and chopping it down on the inside. It's just not. So, but again, my only concern is the weight with Joshua. Was it a good move? Because he dropped 14 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
That was a great move.
It's a lot of weight.
That was a great move because Joshua trained not to be a great fighter. He trained to be a great athlete.
Yeah.
Like his regimen is different.
You could be right.
His regimen is different. This is way this way is calculated. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
This stuff has to do with him eating the right stuff, him not eating chocolate after the fight, when the thing that happened to him and he broke it down, and I agree with him 100%. In the fight before that, the fight before the fight after before the Klitschko fight, he got out of weight. He got out of weight. He got out of shape. He started to eat chocolate. He started eating things. Then he started to punch in the heavy bag. When you punch the heavy bag, you don't lose weight. What do? You an expert. What do?
Just getting strength.
You get strength and you get power.
It's all for power. Most trainers, when you walk to the boxing gym, they won't let you go near a heavy bag. You go in front of the mirrors, or you go in the ring in your shadow.
Because you know that you're gonna lose the weight as quick when you go into the. So no, this only benefit Joshua. He plays to his advantage, and he shows that he can be disciplined and have more longevity. He shows that he can go and even be lower. That's great. It shows that he can be more disciplined, because the heavier that he gets, the slower that he's gonna get. And for a guy like Parker, and you don't have to do with your opponent. He knows that this guy is gonna come and try to outwork him. So what he do? He's creating more movement, and at the same time keeping his power. He's not gonna lose power in this fight. I just do not see that. The more we talk about it, the more we keep going back and forth, the late chances we're giving Parker now.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because when you lose muscle mass, it's one thing losing fat, it's one thing losing water, but when you lose muscle mass, that kind of hurts your stamina too, because I just think that you're weaker. You're cutting back on your energy stores, basically, because your muscles fuel you. Your muscles contain ATP, which is energy. So when you lose quality, you want to lose fat and water. You don't want to lose quality mass, because that quality mass is what sustains you. It's what gives you energy. It's what gives you that explosiveness. So he could be explosive early, but then because he's lighter, it could sap some of his energy. You know what I'm saying? That blood, that ATP, those fast twitch fibers. Did he lose some of that? That's my concern.
Remember one thing too. Remember this. Joshua's still getting better. I mean, Joshua's still learning. Let's not get confused here. Like, Joshua's still getting better. Joshua's still trying to improve, trying to make himself better. It's not like Joshua being in the game. It's not like Joshua been dominating the heavyweight division for a long period of time, and he's already established. Because there is more to his identity that we need to learn. He still needs to get better. Absolutely. I mean, Klitschko was a great champion. I'm not saying Klitschko among the top 20 of time, but for his time, Klitschko was a great champion. And I respect Klitschko as a champion. But remember, Klitschko became relevant to the sport when Emmanuel Stewart started training him. So Klitschko got better with age, and Josh is still young, and he's maybe experimenting something new. What's gonna determine what he really gotta show is that he have the will and the drive, but he already showed that he can be resilient in the fight with Klitschko. I mean,
well, I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit here. I'm still rolling with Joshua. I'm gonna pick Joshua 10th round stoppage in this fight. I think the power and the strength and the explosiveness and the ability to really impose his will on guys and be able to fight, inside, because I think a lot of these other big, tall guys in the heavyweight division, I don't think there's anyone really in the heavyweight division that is a really overly skilled inside fighter right now. We don't have one. We don't have any Mike Tysons.
We don't have an
We don't have any Mike Tysons right now. But and Anthony Joshua has that ability to really fight well on the inside. I think that's where a lot of guys have problems with them. So that's why I think it's going to tell the story. I think Parker can only move for so much and for so long, and eventually he's got to stop moving. And when he stops moving, that's when Joshua gets in his chest and starts dropping him down. So I think it's inevitable, in my opinion, that Joshua gets the late stoppage in this fight.
Parker, when it comes to that, is Parker the best opponent Joshua ever faced?
No. I think Klitschko was. I think Klitschko beats Parker. I think Ortiz beats Parker. No disrespect to Parker. I mean, he's still a good fighter, but I just don't like the fact that he's not busy enough and he doesn't have that power. Now, the difference between Parker and Luis Ortiz has that X factor. He can turn a fight around with one punch. He almost did. You know what I'm saying? Parker doesn't have that. Parker doesn't have that.
That was very controversial there.
Ortiz, you know what I'd love to see?
That was very controversial. I think, look, Deontay Wilder, the fight with Esteban, the first fight, went to 12 round, right?
Yeah.
But Esteban was never a threat. Luis Ortiz was a threat. So why not give the rematch?
Who wins, Luis Ortiz or Dillian White? That's another fight. I think I'd pick Ortiz over Dillian White too. No disrespect,
man.
White.
This is the
Ortiz
thing.
Ortiz is a bad dude, man.
I tell you one thing.
He's a bad dude. I'm sorry, he's a bad dude.
Deontay Wilder, keep chasing Joshua. Do not rematch Ortiz, because rematching him, he can only get better and make adjustment to what you did to him. He can only make adjustment.
Counter punches usually do better in rematches.
He can only make adjustment in the rematch.
So
do not rematch him.
That's a great point.
And if you're gonna rematch him, wait until he's 40, 41. Don't do it now, because if you do it now, you're in trouble.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's just about it, man. Cisco the Realest, and Leave the Beeb. Another episode of the Realest in Boxing podcast. We'll be back next week. I apologize again for the technical difficulties early. We're going to be doing this show every Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. So, guys, mark it on your calendars. We'll be here
breaking down for you the junior middleweight. Next week
we're going to talk about Gerard Hurd and Iverslandi Lara. So that's a great fight that's coming up next weekend. So that's
and we're gonna hear more news from Canelo.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
And also break down what happened in the Joshua fight.
There's always something happening in this sport, and I'm sure there's gonna be, some more drama happening next week that we can talk about on Friday. But until next week, I'm the Beeb, the Cisco the Realest, and we're out. Have a good night, man. Peace.